Hello and welcome to my channel, Joe the Man. Today's video we are focusing on the 2023 fantasy film Dungeons & Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. If you guys haven't already, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and as always, hit the notification bell so you can get notified every time I make a video. So, let's talk about this fantastic film and why I enjoyed the 2-hour runtime of it. So, a couple days ago, I was looking for a movie to watch. I needed something that was going to captivate me. The new John Wick had just come out, and the new Mario movie. And me being a fan of both films, I was kind of wanting. When I go to the movies, I usually try to look for a movie that everybody isn't watching. I try to find the movie that some people are watching, but people are still talking about Dungeons and Dragons. But when I go to the theater, I'm looking for a movie that isn't what everybody's talking about. I always go and I search for those movies that are different because me myself, I like a film that I don't know very much about, and I really like to go into a movie blind. I feel like if I went to the John Wick movie or the Mario movie, I was just gonna get this occasional cliche of fantasy world and badass action. Now, don't get me wrong, both of those movies are really fucking good. But I wanted a different spin on my theater experience, so I went and saw Dungeons and Dragons. Chris Pine has come back in this movie, and Michelle Rodriguez, who is doing 2 movies this year, she's doing Dungeons and Dragons, and then in a couple months she's going to be up for Fast 10. But these 2 characters are absolutely hilarious, and they stole the show throughout this whole movie. So a band of merry thieves have to retrieve a special helmet, but in the process of doing that, they end up making some terrible decisions that could affect the lives of hundreds of people. We have some very new people come up. We have this character, Lil Smith, and I think this other guy's name is Justice Smith or something like that. I don't think they're related. But anyway, I really was impressed with Lilith Smith's character. She's a shapeshifter. She can turn into different characters. There's one shot where she's a fly, then she turns into a deer, then she turns into a bird, all in one shot, and that was incredible. Justice Smith is this sorcerer who isn't exactly the best at what he does, but he can come across as funny, hilarious, and he actually does help them save a lot of people in the movie. One of the things I really liked about this movie is it had some good action in it. It wasn't like over the top or like too much for anybody to really look at. It was a genuinely good film. It had some great action. It had a great cast. And it carried its runtime very fast. It wasn't long and drawn out, and you're like, oh my god, this is going to be another 2-hour film I have to sit through. No, this kept me entertained from the beginning. So, throughout the film, Chris Pine has his daughter. His wife died. Yes, I'm going to give out spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie, go ahead and watch it now, and then come back to this video. But his wife dies, and his daughter is being held up in this castle by this rude man, played by Hugh Grant. And Hugh Grant is in love with this wizard that is trying to create, in the best sense of the word, I think they are trying to create a zombified army to take over the world. Or rather, this world. So he wants to go ahead and gather up a bunch of his merry friends and try to go find this helmet that can unlock the secrets to stopping these wizards. Well, throughout the film, they encounter some of the biggest and most dangerous monsters I've ever seen, but somehow they take it like a piece of cake. And I really enjoyed that. The wizarding world, the scene where they have a coin and they can go talk to dead people, that was hilarious. But this film, it has comedy, it has action, it has a lot of really good magic in it. And most fantasy movies go over the top, or they always have that, like, oh, you're the chosen hero aspect, but this really wasn't focused on just one character being a hero. I believe the thing that I really saw in this movie is it didn't so much as factor on one person saving the whole world. The fact that all of them banded together and used their unique abilities to save their own world, that was really good. You can start to see the really the comparison between the hero aspect of who you might think the hero aspect is, like, in a sense of, oh, you think this character is going to be the one to carry them all. No, they're all friends. They were all companions. They all used their unique abilities to save their own world. And eventually, when he gets his daughter back, he's not trepidatious about the things that he had done. And yes, he apologizes for a lot of the shit that went down back in the past. But overall, his daughter realizes who the right person is and where he can carry a lot of his past mistakes, and he does regret them, but he wants to go back and make a better relationship with his daughter and try to do things a little bit better. All in all, I highly enjoyed this movie. It was a fun thrill ride. I loved it. I would so go back and watch it again if I could. This movie was absolutely phenomenal. Perfect film to go see. It's out now in theaters. I don't know what streaming service it's going to come on, but I'm hoping it'll be one that's worthy of its praise. But Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez, Justice Smith, Lila Smith, Hugh Grant, all of these people were fantastic. So if you haven't seen Dungeons & Dragons: Honor Among Thieves, I would highly suggest it. Go watch the movie now. And as always, this has been Joe the Man.